Hi Cancer, this is going to be your April 2021 reading using the tarot cards. I will also use some astrology today as well as the oracle to channel guidance and support for your month ahead, April 2021. But in the meantime, let's just start looking at these cards. How I'll structure this, Cancer, is I'll look at past energies, what's just been going on with you. Then we'll go into the present energies currently surrounding you, as well as looking at immediate future. We'll look at these cards together. I actually think we're ready to start pulling some cards. I've been shuffling and meditating beforehand. So what has been going on with the Cancer placements in the recent past? Let's look at March, last few weeks. In particular, but the energy and timing on these readings are fluid, Cancer. Take what resonates with you today and leave the rest. The Fool, the Foolish Man, it's called here, and the Nine of Pentacles. Taking risks around your long-term stability. The Star. For some of you, it really paid off though. An investment paid off, something that looked like maybe it was a gamble at the beginning. Okay, probably hard work. Let's have a look at what's coming up sort of around you now, Cancer. Cancer rising, Cancer moon, any of the Cancer placements. If you do know your rising sign, check the video for that out too, because the astrology I use in this tends to be more applicable to the rising sign position. What's going on around Cancer right now in April 2021? What are they experiencing? The Hanged Man. So for some of you, it seems like you're experiencing a limbo sensation, stuck. Knight of Pentacles, things being slow, a lot of effort needed to be put in, and like in tests of endurance. The Temperance card in reverse. Way too slow in April. Your mind isn't running slow, Cancer. You have so many ideas and new thoughts and new ideas to share and inspirations and questions. You're curious, but everything around you just seems to have just been in a bit of a lull or in a haze or a dream. Let's see what cards just came out there. Knight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So that's what's coming up towards the end of the month. And I'm going to just pull one more card. So let's take one more card for the end of April going into May for Cancer now to close off this part of the shuffle. One more card. End of April, beginning of May. What can Cancer expect? It's like decisions about home life, decisions about career. The High Priestess, which is very lunar, very Cancerian. That's coming up too. Okay, so yeah, like you're being intuitively led right now, Cancer. All since this has been building for a while, you feeling like you're gaining more of a like a connection to your spirituality even, but there's been like evidence nearly building that's making you think like, oh no, there is something leading me, there is something guiding me as such. Before clarifying and pulling an oracle, let's take this back slightly and just look at what's kind of been coming up. The Foolish Man. So it looks like maybe it's in the past position. This could be just last month in March. It could be beyond, but you did take a kind of a risk on something. Something spirit led though. You did feel really very much called, but it was a fresh start. You had wanted to see something grow, and Lord of Material Gain, Nine of Pentacles, that it did grow. Something you can be really proud of, Cancer. You have accumulated a certain amount of wealth or knowledge or expertise or connections in something that you're looking back and you're saying, okay, that was really good, job well done, pat myself on the shoulder. I can really see I've come very far, and like it's been so refreshing to you that you've been able to do this. It's been a tonic. The Star card, it talks about healing and optimism, sense of rejuvenation and hope restored. So whatever it was that you put all this effort and work into, and you had so much success, I think, and recognition in something recently, Cancer, that was really deserved, but that was able to like do wonders for you. Like you were like, finally I'm being seen in this and I'm being recognized. It's feels like I've been healed, or it feels like I've been seen or validated even in the Star card. For Cancer rising, we have had Venus transiting through Aries. Venus will leave the sign of Aries on April 14th and move into Taurus. So for Cancer rising, that has been until then, until April 14th mark, Venus is transiting through your 10th house of career and recognition. So maybe you are getting finally realized and your values are being met, or you're even just being seen by somebody, or just being noticed and recognized. Your hard work had been paying off, I think. Enjoy that transit, Cancer rising. Venus through the 10th house is really nice in terms of public recognition, career advancement, anything you do for in your career or for a living, or even just like being noticed, right? We'll clear these cards up, but let's move into April. The Hanged Man, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Temperance in reverse. All of your efforts this month, for some reason, Cancer, seem like they have slowed down a little bit. It seems like April has gotten off to a start where it's not moving along as quickly as it usually would feel. It seems like things are still a bit up in the air, and a lot of questions left unanswered. Feels like you're kind of stuck in time right now, or stuck in the mud with like what you feel like is kind of a bit of a road ahead of you, and a bit of a arduous journey that's going to take some time. The Lord of Wild and Fertile Land. Okay, it might take some time, but we're learning through this, in this wild unknown land. We're growing in this fertile land. So it's just time. If you're okay with time, Cancer, and like, you know, good things coming to those who will have to wait, unfortunately. Temperance telling me you in reverse that you are impatient about this though. Let's see, taking it to the end of the month, April into May. Decisions having to be made around home and living situation, decisions having to be made around your profession, and nurturing of your ideas and nurturing of your spiritual practice. I see coming up as well for that, Cancer. Why don't you have a look at these cards, and I'm going to pull an oracle now to ground this reading, and then we're going to clear up these cards. Oh, I think we can bring these a little bit closer so you can see them. Okay, Cancer, let's start clearing up some cards now. After we pull an oracle and see what else we can get out of this. So I'm reaching for the Kuan Yin Chinese Goddess of Compassion oracle deck, and that's what I'm taking this as now. I'm taking this as a message from your highest and most compassionate self now to you, Cancer. If you were with them, if you were speaking to them, what would they say? And here we have Mother Fearess. Oh, so that's not the Mars in Cancer look. That's like the Mars fiery nature that it usually is. Let's see what Mother Fearess is coming up. So it's number 18, if that number is resounding with you today, Cancer, number 18. Let's have a look at what it says about that. I'm reading from this oracle, opened on the page, boom, love that. Number 18, Mother Fearess. Mother Fearess is your guardian. Nothing can penetrate the passionate fire of her fearless love. Your safety is assured, beloved, in the midst of any apparent challenge or threat, no matter how frightening it may seem, and no matter how insecure you might feel about taking a step on your spiritual path into more power. Know that you are safe, protected, and you are loved. It says that you have been growing spiritually, and sometimes this evokes responses from others. The responses may be loving and affirming, encouraging and validating. Many will choose to be inspired by your growth. Sometimes, however, lower vibrational responses will arrive, which may be fearful, insecure, or jealous or angry. These responses arise so that they can be healed. The healing for you is to choose how to allow yourself to shine and not be diminished by the healing process of another. For the other, their healing is their journey, and you have offered them a great service. Know that you do not need to be afraid, nor do you need to hold yourself back out of fear. Okay, seems like it's a very protected energy as well with the Mother Fearess, a fierce mother who would do anything to protect. So the spirit of Ether in the Foolish Man does represent that no need to be afraid in stepping out on a sometimes what seems like a risky journey. This talks about the Knight of Swords can sometimes be lower vibrational energies that you feel the need to dim your fierce light around, instead of nurturing like the Queen of Pentacles would, nurturing energy. So that does talk about that, okay? And sometimes Cancer, you may find yourself like with a desire to become a bit more passive in those situations and kind of dim your light or not say something. But then you're not helping the people around you to heal, because it's, you know, their problem. If they have an issue with your brightness or your shine, that is their duty to heal, is what that card was saying. So it's kind of like showing the connectivity of everything, and that, you know, people in our lives, while we're all on our unique path and solo path, we're also connected and part of each other's evolution and growth and mirrors of each other. Oh, it's so fascinating. Okay, so Cancer, let's start clearing up this row by row. The Fool, the Foolish Man in this deck with the Nine of Pentacles and the Star card. That was really beautiful past energy that's been coming up. What other messages can we see about that? I'm actually going to keep going, Cancer, but if that comes up again, we'll definitely read into it. It was the Knight of Cups, but let's see. For now, I'm clarifying with another couple of cards for this first row. Okay, Cancer, what do I have for you for past energies? Clarifying with the Queen of Wands in reverse. That talks to me about that Aries transit and Venus through Aries, through the 10th house for you, Cancer rising too. And the 10 of Cups, but in reverse too. Wow, it's like some of you kind of like had too much of a good thing recently. Too much partying, too much fun, but like all in good spirits, all with friends, all with a nice group of people. If anything, Cancer, it was just like a lot of spotlight on you recently, more than you're used to. For Cancer rising, that Venus transit through your 10th house of recognition in the sign of Aries, which is this Queen of Wands energy, cardinal fire with the Queen of Wands, which is like Aries. That was probably just like a lot of focus on you, a lot of people reaching out to you for whatever reason. Could have been to say congratulations on something, could have been to offer you recognition or support, but you just had a lot of attention, and maybe it was just too much of a good thing, or too much of even, a good thing, or just more than you were used to. But you were kind of like, you were happy taking the shine, I think, and being in the spotlight last month and kind of receiving that validation of all your hard work and efforts being seen and being recognized, Cancer. It was extremely validating for you. It gave you hope and like restored faith in what it even is you're doing, what your calling is. Calling is 10th house too. So like if some of you feel like what you do is a vocation even more than a career or work, it's a calling, it even feels like destined or something, a higher power calling you to do it, then, you know, really you should feel validated, because this is part of what you're meant to do here in this kind of cosmic journey that you're on right now, Cancer. So all of those things are really validating. So let's look at this April. Seems like things are kind of slowing down somewhat. And there's a bit of a journey ahead. There's some work, and Cancer's losing patience on something. What's that? What can we know about the April cards? We've got the Princess of Cups here. And we've got the Chariot, which is the Cancer card in reverse. Here's your symbol here, Cancer. Oh, okay, so we have it in reverse. I have a Moon in Cancer with the Four of Cups, Moon and Cancer here too. So I've got, if this is a message to some Cancers with a Moon in Cancer too, or just a Cancer Moon. slow journey ahead is the one to forgiveness and taking something, soothing it out, something where there was, even look like this in the Temperance card, this kind of, this looks more like, you know, lightning bolts coming out of one of the jugs of water, and then something else, we have water coming out and soothing it and calming it down. And I just kind of feel like, you know, putting out the flames, kind of an energy, Cancer, for you. Cancer moon, if that's something you've been trying to do, and you're, especially if you're dealing with another water sign or even a Sagittarius or Virgo, water sign, Sagittarius, Virgo, I'm seeing coming out strong, that, you know, the opening is there for the kind of floodgates of forgiveness to open, and it's a really good time for communication right now. If that's not what we're talking about, Cancer, to a Cancer moon or a Cancer placement, I do see like that, what is the long journey ahead? It's the road to healing and forgiveness of a relationship. Temperance in reverse, as you can see here, it says daughters of the reconciler. Daughter of the reconciler. So that is where I'm seeing the opportunity for things to start moving again and going in the right direction rather than the wrong direction, in terms of forgiveness, in terms of opening your heart for heartfelt communication. If it isn't really that you're feeling in April, Cancer, it's just a really good time to put some work and put some effort into your inner child work and your, you know, connecting to inner child, playing, just doing what sparks joy for you, really. That's going to be a really nice window in April for that, with these cards coming up. Let's look at this last row. Knight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess at the end of April going into May. So for some of you, there's like a decision between acting a lot and moving a lot and going to a lot of places, and then there's the other option seems to be very much more at home, spending time nurturing the household or things that you can do at home, domesticated or work. Whatever it may be, there is some sort of a decision between those two pathways by the end of the month. In some capacity, let's have a look. The High Priestess and Knight of Swords and Queen of Pentacles for Cancer. It's almost like your gut is telling you something at the end of the month, like there's like an intuitive message coming through, Cancer, when this High Priestess appears. We've got Mercury in Cancer with the Three of Cups, and I've got the Eight of Swords here as well. Yeah, there's like a real kind of like, there's a real juxtaposition of like wanting this social aspect in life, and this is very much in line with the continuation of forgiveness, extending olive branch, Lord of Abundance, overflowing cups here with this Cancerian minor card. Yeah, so, you know, like reaching out to a sister, reaching out to an old friend, something like a sorority or fraternity even, someone you want to make amends with. It's like almost like the floodgates are open, and that's really possible. Other than that, there is like, I can still see a hesitancy for some of you around actually making this connection with somebody else, or reaching out and hoping to kind of soothe things out. I really do see a hesitation, like you're kind of like trapped in your mind, but there is a message here from your intuition, the High Priestess, by the end of the month. So keep an eye out for intuitive downloads at the end of this month, Cancer. It looks like it's coming in really strong for you, especially if this is dealing with, you know, Knight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. This might be the people you've been dealing with. Could be Gemini, could be Capricorn, could be another earth or air sign. But yeah, there's just like some issues with people by the end of the month. But your intuitive guidance will definitely be telling you the right answers about how to deal with these things. And that's pretty much what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that as some sort of a conflict resolution for a lot of April, actually, which is really good if that's what you're in the market for, Cancer. That is going to be what I have for you for your April 2021 reading. If you liked this video, please feel free to hit share, like, and even subscribe to this channel. That would help me a lot. I will be back next week with a love and relationship reading for your sign, Cancer. Until then, take care.